Well, welcome to parents and any students in Year 9 watching this presentation. It's the presentation I gave to students today in school, but I thought parents it would be helpful for you to also have access to this. Does say there, we'll get it on the school website this evening on the 16th of March. Hopefully we'll do that. If not, it'll be on there early tomorrow morning, the 17th of March. And I'll send you an email, parents, to confirm that. So this is what we're trying to do with the options. We want to make sure that every student leaves Sandwich Technology School prepared for the next stage of life in Britain today. It could be they're leaving at the end of Year 11, looking to do an apprenticeship or a college course or move to another sixth form. Hopefully many of the students will be staying on into our sixth form, but also want them to take the right choices now that enable them to do the right choices at sixth form that mean they can leave at that point prepared for the next stage of their education. So students have received today a number of presentations and workshops. So far we've had 2 of the presentations and I've been very impressed by the students, very attentive, asking some good questions, seem to be taking it very seriously, so very appreciative of that. Students should have received an options form from their tutor. If for whatever reason they haven't, can students please ask their tutor for that document? We've printed paper copies. There's a section on the website. You'll see a link to it in a moment, and on that link on the website you can access the options form, the options booklet and some other information. So I want to look here at the Key Stage 4 curriculum for Year 10. I explained to students this morning that there are 3 subjects that dominate the curriculum for obvious reasons, and they are English, Maths and Science. They take up the bulk of each person's curriculum time. English is 2 qualifications, GCSE Language, GCSE Literature. Science is 3 for most students, separate GCSEs in biology, chemistry and physics. These are the subjects that employers want to know about, and sixth form colleges, other college providers, most tend to say that you need a grade 4 in English and Maths at least, and some will ask for 5s, grade 5s. Then there are the option subjects. So for the first time, students get to choose a big chunk of their curriculum. Students made some choices at the end of Year 8 and chose an arts and a technology subject. Now they get to choose on a much wider scale. So we offer 19 courses. They have 8 periods a fortnight with the current curriculum plan. And there are 3 groups of subjects, and what students have to do, as you can see here with the final 2 bullet points, is choose 3 subjects in total, and they should pick 1 from each of the 3 groups. There's a couple of other areas of the curriculum, in addition to English, Maths, Science and the option subjects. PE is a compulsory part of our curriculum. There's no exams there, but we believe that that's highly important as a balance for the students. And there's a lot that we get done in tutor time as well. We have a statutory duty to deliver citizenship, which we do during form time activities, careers education, and also SMSC, or spiritual, moral, social and cultural education. So whilst the heavyweight subjects of English, Maths, Science are the most important, the most significant, and the options are important, things like SMSC are important too. Now, of course, A-Star to see that disappeared in 2016. We have the new grading structure from grades 9 to 1. Technically 1 is a pass. Some people feel it isn't. They hear the Department for Education talking of 4 being a pass, and perhaps thinking that 3 is a fail. It isn't. We all work at different levels, and for some students achieving a grade 3 or a 2 will be success for them. However, where we must take heed, you can see the dotted line with a 4 above it, as I said earlier in this presentation, many colleges and jobs and apprenticeship courses do ask for students to get a grade 4. They might say 5 grade 4s, and particularly English and Maths at grade 4. So it is an access point to the next stage of the student's education when they get to year 12 and what they're deciding to do post 16. But I want to be clear, only a U at the bottom is technically a fail. As well as GCSEs, we offer technical awards which are awarded differently. They're worth the same as a GCSE. They're a level 2 qualification. They have the same value, and colleges will respect them the same. With these subjects, it's only 40% exam, 60% is coursework, practical activities they're examined on. They're a different type of qualification. They're more suited to learning about the workplace. You'll see what some of them are in a moment, the ones that we offer. The message I gave to students this morning was, don't choose them thinking they're going to be easy. Choose them because you really like the sound of it and it's something you're interested in. They're not easy. They're actually quite tough. I wouldn't say they're tougher than GCSEs, but they're about on a level. GCSEs, it's all exams at the end of the course. With these technical awards, you've got to work on the coursework right through the course, and some people can find that a struggle. Some prefer to wait and have the exam at the end. Others prefer the coursework. That's something that the students in year 9 have got to weigh up. So we're going to now look at the actual 3 groups that I spoke about, how the process works. So the first thing is group 1. Students have to pick one subject from group 1. These are the English baccalaureate subjects. The first 2 subjects are in group 1 are French and Spanish. And I want to make it very clear the school's position here. Languages are really important, and they're highly, highly respected by employers, colleges, university. Nobody's going to turn you away if you have a GCSE in languages. But some courses, some universities, some colleges, it might mean that you don't get the place if you don't have a language. It's not definite, and there's no sort of official list of who demands that you have a language, but it does count a lot in your favour, particularly if you're academically ambitious. Languages are hard. I said to the year 9s this morning that the reason why languages are respected is because they show you're willing to work hard and to get through and to stick with it and show resilience. Languages boost your ability in so many ways. They boost your cognitive skills. So I'm a huge fan of them. It doesn't just have to be if you're going to work overseas, or you might not even use the language in your job, but it makes you more employable, and it actually has been proven to boost your success at other subjects as well, because languages, they get the connections firing in your mind. So highly recommended. These EBAC subjects then in group 1, there's French and Spanish, and then you've got history and geography. So overall, we ask that all students pick one of these 4, simply because we know that these subjects are highly, highly respected by all levels of education and employment and training at post 16. We want to make sure that the choices the students choose are balanced. So group 2, what's in group 2? Well, again, you have to choose one subject from group 2 or selection 2. What's in it? Firstly, all the subjects I just showed you in group 1, so French, Spanish, history and geography, but then we have some extras. So we have GCSE Art, we have Child Development, which you can see is a technical award rather than a GCSE. Child Development is suited for anybody who's interested in one day maybe working with children, or simply wants to know more about how young children develop. Could be someone who's looking to work as a childminder, or to perhaps be involved in education in some shape or form, or to perhaps be involved in midwifery. Could be any of these lines of work. Construction, another technical award. That may be valuable for some students. And then we've got GCSE Design Technology, Drama, Hospitality and Catering, very successful subject here at Sandwich Technology School. Students regularly make progress that is above the national average in that subject. Here I want to make a point about the technology qualifications. There are 4, GCSE Design Technology, and then the 3 technical awards in yellow, the vocational qualifications, Catering and Hospitality, Engineering and Construction. You don't need to have studied one of these in year 9 to be able to do it in year 10. At the moment, students all study one of these as their technology subject. I said to them this morning, you can either stick with that subject you're studying, you could drop it and not do a technology subject, or you might want to do 2 of these that are on this list here. You might want to do both construction and engineering, for example. Back to group 2, we have GCSE Photography. I have to say that photography is the highest performing subject at Sandwich Technology School and has been for some years. Students make on average progress that is 1 whole grade above the national average. So it's a very, very safe choice in terms of success. Now, it's not all about that when picking options, but I have to say I recommend photography to anyone who's considering it, because students do very, very well and they enjoy it too. We have sports science. Just to make it clear, there's no actual PE in this. You don't actually do any sport, you learn about it. This will be useful for anyone who's looking to go into physiotherapy, for example, or into the leisure industry. You learn about the body and the body's way it adapts to injuries and the way it adapts in terms of requirements of sporting performance. And we've got statistics. Again, a very high performing subject, one I can absolutely recommend, and that anyone who's good at maths or enjoys maths really should consider GCSE statistics. And GCSE textiles. Now, you've pretty much got a free rein with these lists of subjects. The only restriction in group 2, it's going to appear here on the screen there, lower down, we do ask that you cannot choose both art and textiles. They're just too similar as subjects. We want people's curriculum to be varied. We're happy with art and photography or textiles and photography, but not art and textiles. Apologies for that, but otherwise you're free to choose whatever combination from group 2 that you wish. So there's group 2 at a glance. I'll pause for a moment. As you can see, you've got those English baccalaureate subjects of French, Spanish, Geography, History. They were both in group 1. That means that actually you can do a language and Geography or History. You can do French or Spanish in group 1, Geography or History in group 2, and that means you've got what's the government called the English baccalaureate. And what the government are saying is that that's what universities are demanding in order that people have to get places there. My research shows that not all universities require it, but there certainly are some who have admitted that they prefer it. So anyone who is aspirational about going to university, I strongly recommend that they consider French or Spanish and Geography or History. Group 3 is everything that you've heard of so far. So in selection 3, you've got everything, all the subjects that were in selections 1 and 2, and then a few others as well that are unique to group 3. And here they are. So we've got GCSE Business. Now, this you'll learn about how to set up your own business, all the factors you need to be aware of, how the world of business works, and about how the world of money works. This doesn't guarantee if you do this subject you're going to become rich, but it may one day be helpful, particularly useful if you're looking to do a business course at 16 to 18, and could be useful obviously for later life as well. But a recurring message I gave this morning and I want to give again: don't just choose GCSE Business because it's different and it's unusual and it seems exciting. It's still tough. You're not going to find it any easier than the other GCSEs. Only choose it if, after having researched it, you're clear it's what you really want to do. So we've had GCSE Business. Computer Science, I do say there, subject to suitability test. This isn't just about somebody who likes IT. You've got to make sure that you've got that coding ability and you are suitable, or else people who are not ready to do computer science would find it very, very challenging. Just silence that there. Apologies for that. So GCSE Business, Computer Science, Engineering, very relevant to the world of work. So some of the students will be doing engineering at the moment in Year 9. They may wish to continue with that into Year 10. But even if you haven't studied engineering in Year 9, you can do it in Year 10. You are able to do that. And it's something that obviously is an important subject, because in the world of work, this country needs high quality engineers, and perhaps some of the Year 9s in a few years' time will be those top quality engineers in the UK. So as you can see, we've had business, computer science, engineering. We've got music there, technical award, GCSE sociology. Now sociology again is a new subject. We're going to see an image of sociology now, I think, coming up. There we go. So sociology is very much about people and how they live, and the issues that living in society brings about with it. You can see here issues concerning religion, relationships, cultural issues, issues to do with family, political issues. It's a very interesting course, builds well for sixth form, but again, please don't choose this just because it's new. Don't choose it because it seems different. Choose it because it really is the thing for you. Again, it's not an easy option. It's challenging, just as hard as the other subjects that you're more used to. So there's a summary. So we've got these three groups. Group 1 is purely those English baccalaureate subjects, and then Group 2 and Group 3. Students can then pick one reserve subject, and that can be from any of the groups. I do hope that I'll be able to give the vast majority of students what they want. I've done that in previous years. There are very few people that I've let down, but sometimes it is challenging. It takes a lot of time during the holidays, during the Easter holidays, to get all this set up, and it could just be that one or two people I can't quite make it work for, and I do have to ask them to pick their reserve subject. So we'll see about that. Hopefully there'll be nobody, but there might just be a couple of people. It can be hard sometimes, and sometimes it's actually impossible to give everybody exactly what they want. So here are the three groups, and students should choose one from each of these groups. As I say, a lot of thought goes into which subjects are in which group. It's certainly not a random process. I won't bore you with all the details as to why certain subjects are in each group, but it is about the balance. It's the balance of each individual student's curriculum, but also how the cohort chooses as a whole. It's got nothing to do with timetable, but it's about making sure students choose in the right way. And as I say, a lot of thought does go into determining which subject is in which group. If there is a major problem this causes, please do get in touch with me via email or give me a ring, and we can have a conversation. My advice to students is obviously think about your post-16 plans. It's not everything. The Year 9s are still young, got a lot of their education to go. You don't need to have pinned down what your career is yet. Choose causes you find interesting. That's important. If you're inspired by something, you're likely to do better. So think about the content material. Look in the options booklet that's online. We've got some physical copies here in school as well that you can take. look on the website at the information about each subject. Choose subjects you're good at. Why not? If we're good at something, we're going to get better grades and feel happier. But the things that I would urge students not to do is copy what your friends are doing. I know it's very tempting, looking to make sure you're in a class with friends, but this really is about you making the right decisions. Don't choose a course because you like the teacher. There's no guarantee what teachers will be here next year. Some may have gone. Some may be here but teach in other groups. So that shouldn't be a reason for choosing a subject. And I really want to urge the one that's at the bottom on the right. Don't choose a subject just because it's new, like business or sociology. Choose it if you really want to do that subject, but don't think that because it's new, it's somehow going to be easier. Because all these subjects are tough and they all involve a lot of work, and you could end up regretting it if you just choose it for simply because it's new. So today, the 16th of March, I've recorded this presentation, and hopefully it'll be on the website this evening or first thing tomorrow on the 17th of March. Students, they've had their presentation today. The forms and the options booklet have been created. They're all on the website. Parents, this presentation is only about 20 minutes. It really wasn't worth, on reflection, getting you in to listen to this. Also a bit boring at times. What I would say though, I appreciate the opportunity to meet with you one-to-one. Get in touch with me, and over the next 2 weeks, I'm very happy for you to come into school as a family or whatever, and to talk to me about your son, daughter's choices. I expect that over the next 2 weeks, and it's time that I value the opportunity to meet with you face to face. The deadline is the 30th of March. I know that's not long, but I think sometimes schools give unnecessarily long periods of time to this. What I've found last year, I noted that within 2 weeks, 94% of the forms have been handed in. And actually, by the end of the 4-week deadline, we were still only on 95% of the forms handed in. So actually, most people were able to hand it in within 2 weeks. You're not signing your life away. That's the other thing I want to say. You can make changes in April, in May, in June by writing to me. I say more about this in the booklet. So please get the form in, make the choices. If there's a change of heart in April, May, June, I can change it. That's not a problem. And also, I've put there that in September we start year 10. For the first 3 weeks, there's a window within which changes can be made. If someone starts attending lessons in a subject and they really think they've made the wrong choice, I'm happy to change it at that point. But students will need to show resilience next year, because after September 2023, moving to October, November, I do not want to be making changes then. It's not good for the student, because they'll be joining a class who are way ahead of them in another subject. It sometimes seems like it will be the solution to all the problems, moving away to a different subject. It isn't. At the end of the day, these subjects are hard, and every year 9 will struggle next year at some point. There'll be times when they find it difficult, and they'll need to show resilience and stick with it. And when it gets tough, simply saying, oh, can I go and move to a different subject, isn't resilience. It's counterproductive. It does not work. So look, if we're going to make any changes, let's please make them in September. But after that, we've got to knuckle down and see these courses through. So, to finish up, the deadline's 4 o'clock on the 30th of March. You can see my email address there. I've also put the email address of Mrs. Rook, our careers advisor, who already apparently has had several emails from students today after they we're looking at the options booklet. They've emailed her with questions, which is really good. And also, your son, daughter's tutor will be able to help. So, 3 courses from 19, 1 from each group, 1 reserve subject. Take the time to look into it, make the right decisions. Those technical awards are there, but only choose them for the right reasons, not because you think there might be an easy option, that they're not. And parents, do come in and see me. I welcome that. I appreciate that you don't come into school much at the moment, or if at all, here's an opportunity to come in, sit down with me face to face, and I'll give you my full attention and the full benefit of my experience to discuss what I think are the best subjects for your son, daughter to choose. So we hope that every student will leave here with the right sort of subjects, the right curriculum. I very much look forward to working with Year 9 over these next 2 weeks and to working with you as parents. And it's not just about these 2 weeks, it's for the rest of the year. I know we'll be liaising about different aspects of this. So I hope I've covered everything. Do get in touch if you've got any questions, and best of luck to the students. 3 from 19, not always an easy choice. Goodbye for now.